Hello, hi, my friend. How are you guys? How's everything with you? Let me see. Good. How are you? I'm good too, my friend. Good to see everyone. So it's another 7:30 in the morning. And hello, hi, morning, Hazel. You get up early today. Usually you would only watch the replay, right? But it's good to see you get up early. So like right now, since I started my live streaming, I have actually just because I have to get up early in the morning, right? So that's why I am also going to sleep very early in the evening. So I'm actually having a really, really healthy kind of a routine every day just because of the live streaming. To be honest, if were not for the live streaming, I seriously don't think I will be able to get up really early in the morning, like like now, and also like go to sleep extremely early in the evening. Yeah. So thank you. Thanks to you guys that I am actually living an extremely healthy kind of life now and also drinking this like very healthy detox juice in the morning time. So, like for those of you who may wonder what's inside, first of all, there is celery and then there is apple, and also today I also put cucumber. So, celery, cucumber, and apple, the three ingredients in it, and like really healthy. It's a pretty good like detox kind of thing. So, I'm planning to drink like all sorts of different kind of detox juicy juices in the morning for this coming week. And let's see how it goes. Yeah. Hmm. Has any one of you have tried this before? Try this kind of detox kind of juice. It's pretty good for health and also it's pretty tasty as well. Well, actually, my favorite one is banana avocado plus milk. So it's like really creamy, but at the same time also has the flavor, a very sweet taste of flavor. But talking about avocado, so like there's lots of advertisement online that says like avocado is an extremely healthy fruit. Well, personally, I do believe avocado is pretty healthy. Something said that avocado has lots of omega 3, something like that. I'm detoxing with fermented grape juice. Wait, how could you ferment it? Wait, did you ferment your grape? How come like grape juice is fermented? I'm very curious to know that. Like, how do you ferment your grape juice? Okay, very interesting. Why? Okay. Do you realize that when talking about fermented grape juice, you're talking about what? Now I get it. That's a good idea. Okay. So I'm drinking my very detox celery, apple plus cucumber juice, and feel free to drink your fermented grape juice. Oh, that is pretty funny, my friend. Yeah. However, like talking about avocado, so somehow avocado seemed to be a very popular fruit in Mexico. So back then, like capitalists wanted to import avocado to United States to sell to the people over there. Somehow, at the very beginning, it was not so smoothful. Like people just basically treat that as new fruit, did not really want to buy it. So that's why when they first imported avocado to USA, it was not a big hit. What happened later on is they actually hired those kind of avocado companies hired some like professional PR company to do some PR of avocado. So basically, they just started working with celebrities and told lots of stories about avocado. Something like, you know, what avocado has so many nutrients that many other fruits do not have. This is so good for your health, and somehow just open the market and avocado becomes a big hit in the market of America. And also like the trend of eating avocado is here as well. So there are so many content creators, healthy content creators, just out there making videos like telling people like how healthy it is about avocado. However, somehow avocado is also pretty healthy because some people said that whenever they started eating avocado every day, like their skin just become a lot better. I don't know. I should have tried, But I one thing I feel like about eating avocado is it's definitely good for diet because it's a kind of fruit that just makes you feel like makes your stomach feel full. Yeah, so personally I do like avocado, especially when you eat avocado, dip it in soy sauce with what do you call wasabi. Like it tastes very same as salmon. Yeah. Salmon sashimi. Yeah, pretty tasty as well. Okay, so enough about avocado. Just some starting conversations to you guys. Yeah, you have very beautiful eyes. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much by saying I have beautiful eyes. You must have beautiful eyes in you yourself too. Without your beautiful eyes, there's no way for you to see my beautiful eyes. How's that? How does that sound, Max? Yeah, avocados. I love avocado. It's so versatile over so many food cultures. Yeah, to be honest, like avocado was not here in China when I was little. I had never ever heard about avocado and never ever eaten avocado. The very first time I had tried avocado was when I went to Australia. I have an aunt living in Australia. And then I was there to actually not visit her. I was there just traveling around in Australia. Somehow, like when I first got to Melbourne, I stayed at her home. And in the breakfast time, she just gave me some avocado and told me that, you know what, this is the Western veggie butter. That's what she told me. This is a veggie butter. Like it tastes like butter, and somehow is also some other people just treat it use it. So she told me some other foreigners just use it as the same way as you use butter, something like that. And I had a taste of it. I guess like remember back then I thought maybe I did not eat an avocado that has matured, so the taste was not so good. So to be honest, back then when the very first time I tasted avocado, I am not a huge fan of it. I was not a huge fan of it. Somehow nowadays, like avocado was imported in China and was definitely a big hit in here. Everyone is eating it, especially there's a trend in here that people just want to keep diet, want to keep their body fit, want to be slim. So lots of people are saying that you should eat avocado. So avocado becomes so popular in here. And somehow I was able to taste, because of that, I am able to taste some like good, tasty kind of avocado, and they are tasty. So I start to like it. Yeah. Hello. Hi, Sergi. Boss for you. Nice story. I couldn't live without avocado. So many people really love avocado, right? Avocado oil is very good for hydrating skin. It's good for heart health. Oh, really? I do not know that. So, like, you guys can try this smoothie recipe, okay? Just put avocado in it and put banana in it and just put milk in it and just blend it and make it like avocado banana smoothie or juice milkshake. Like, it's very, very tasty. It's very tasty. Like, I also very much like guacamole, right? Guacamole was made using avocado as well, right? So somehow feels like this live stream is about selling avocado. Yeah, funny, funny, funny. Yeah. Mhm. What's your guys' way of eating avocado? What's the Western way of eating avocado? Like for me, like I just basically just put avocado into making milkshake, or I would use avocado to well, just eat it raw, right? Raw avocado by dip into soy sauce. So that's all. Like I do not know any other way of eating avocado. So if you guys have any like interesting way of eating avocado, can definitely tell me in the comments. Toast it. Oh, okay. How do you toast it? In a milkshake? Yeah, yeah, in a milkshake. Like just put avocado. Try it. It's very tasty, my friend. If you have not tried it, just put milkshake. Just put milk, avocado plus banana in it. Try it. It's pretty good. Yeah. Avocado makes a stupidly delicious chocolate pudding. Chocolate pudding? Like you put avocado on chocolate? Wow, that's interesting. Goes with Mexican food. Hard to find good Mexican restaurant in China. Agree with you. Agree with you. 100% agree with you. So far, I have not tried any good Mexican food restaurant here in China, to be honest. Like, I really like Mexican food. I think Mexican food it can be really tasty. I remember back then when I was in New York, so there are some Mexican colleagues out there, and then they just showed us some like really tasty Mexican food. So they ordered some tacos. Like there are like different shapes of tacos with different fillings in it. You could also even just mix and make your very own tacos. It's so tasty. That I remember that lunch I had so many tacos up to a point that I feel like my stomach was so full. So in the afternoon, entire afternoon, I had no choice but just to walk around the floor because like I was so full. I was so full, so full because I had so many tacos. It was so tasty. And when you had such a full stomach, you could just sit, right? Because you just feel like there's a huge belly in here. Like it was like everything was inside it, right? So I have to stand up and walk around the floor just to help myself digest at the very same time rub my stomach. So that's how much I like about this Mexican food. So unfortunately, like when I returned back to mainland China, I did not find a single Mexican restaurant that is up to that point, that good. Mexican food is quite healthy. Is it healthy? Mexican food? Because I do not know how to cook Mexican food. I do not know how to cook it, so I can actually really can't really tell whether it's healthy or not. Yeah, but guacamole, I guess, is pretty healthy, right? It's pretty tasty. Yeah. Do you like milk flavored ice cream? Yes, yes. Vanilla ice cream, vanilla milk flavored ice cream is my favorite. To be honest, I do not really like ice creams of other flavors. I feel like the only kind of flavors I like is vanilla ice cream or Oreo ice cream. That's all. Like if you ask me if I like strawberry ice cream, no. Mango ice cream, no. Just basically any other flavors, no. I could accept a little bit of chocolate flavor in ice cream, but it can be just some chocolate flavor. It cannot be like all chocolate, milk, and vanilla. It has to be a mix. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Can people use PayPal easy in China, Daniel? Um, Here in China, people don't really use PayPal. Usually, people use something called Alipay and WeChat Pay. However, the way we use that is very similar as the way you guys use PayPal in your country. Okay. Well, actually, even more convenient. So, firstly, you have to download this app called Alipay or WeChat. So, just like you download PayPal, right? You also have to register your account. And once you have registered an account, what you need to do next is to bind your credit cards to your account, your debit cards or credit cards to your account. So, here in China, we would bind our like Chinese bank account to our like WeChat or our Alipay. So, of course, you could also choose not to bind any cards to your account on the condition you have some friends who could transfer some money into the account first. So, once some of your friends have already transferred some money in your account, then you could just spend the balance of the account. Okay. So, as long there is a balance in the account, you could spend this balance, then there's no need for you to bind the account to a credit card. However, if say for example if nobody could transfer you the money, you have to find a bank that can transfer the money into the account, then you'll have to bind a credit card or a like a bank card, a debit card to Alipay or WeChat Pay. And then that's how you're able to then use all those kind of like Chinese version of PayPal here in China. Yeah, so basically where you go, you just scan the QR code or you just show your QR code for others to scan, and that's how you're able to pay. Yeah, their fees are high. I'm not so sure. So I feel like the kind of fees they charge is actually your bank is charging the fee. So your bank, for example, if you bind a credit card to your Alipay account, it should be the credit card that is charging the international fee. Because so here in China, for example, if we bind our local kind of bank account to Alipay, so basically we pay nothing, no extra fee. So how much we spend is how much we pay, and there is no extra layer of fee on top of that. Oh, you're talking about PayPal charges 3%. Oh, okay, that is really high. Oh my God, charges 3%? Like 3% on everything? That is so high. So here, like in the China here in China, when you were talking about Alipay, like WeChat Pay, like we don't have any extra fee. I'm pretty sure if they charge an extra fee, then Chinese people will definitely say no to those kind of apps because we really hate paying fees. So the reason why, like for example, entrepreneurs like me, like we would love to just work on products that can be sold to American markets is like American people are very educated to pay To be honest, compared to Americans, Chinese people don't really like to pay extra fees. So that's a very big difference. So the business environment here is a lot more competitive. So lots of the entrepreneurs, when they think about building the products, usually at the very beginning, it's like free trials for people to come in and try for free. And like it's only after people have tried for free, they really enjoy using the free features. Then on top of that, you'll have to introduce some paid features, and then people would then be willing to pay for the paid features. So if it's not like that, if you ask people to pay upfront from day one, then nobody's going to use your app. Yeah, so that is just the kind of business environment in here. So that's why like Alipay, WeChat Pay is not like that here. Yeah, it's hard to connect Alipay or WeChat with a US bank account. I think you can do it now, good horse. I think you could do that now, good horse. Because I do have several friends coming from other countries, like traveling here in China, and they successfully bind their credit cards, international credit cards, their own country credit card to Alipay, WeChat Pay. So before it was not possible or it was like extremely hard. Somehow I think they have improved on that. Since nowadays every merchants in here basically just accept those e-payments. It's like I've been asked so many times about this question, like do people here use cash? Is it okay that I bring cash? So first of all, the answer to that question is it's definitely okay for you to bring in cash in China. However, most people, majority of the people nowadays are just so used to pay everything using like the e-commerce way, the e-commerce way. So that is why like so for I guess like for those companies like Alipay, Alibaba, and Tencent, that is company of WeChat, they just discovered that they just noticed that it's a big business opportunity out there. So they must also allow foreigners to use those kind of apps, right? So that's why they nowadays have actually, I think, improved on the app. So nowadays, I don't think it's like very hard to connect Alipay or WeChat with a US bank. Yeah, so can have a try. Can have a try. Should try avocado ice cream. It is so good. Well, I haven't ever tried. To be honest, I don't think I will like avocado ice cream because I just like pure ice cream. So I'm a huge fan of vanilla ice cream and also a huge fan of Oreo ice cream. So these are my two personal favorite flavors. So I could just eat ice creams for any kind of cure. I feel happy, I eat ice cream. I feel sad, I eat ice cream. I feel full, I can eat ice cream. I feel hungry, I eat ice cream. So basically, a huge fan of ice cream. But that is like a lot, like very fat ice cream. Yeah, get red envelopes in WeChat. Yeah, exactly. You know that. It's very, very interesting. Yeah. 0.01% every day. What is that? What is 0.01% every day? You're talking about WeChat Pay? So WeChat allows foreigners to spend using WeChat, but not to receive money. Oh, so I'm not so sure about that, whether you guys could use WeChat to receive money. Because inside WeChat, they have introduced so many very interesting kind of interactions, like something called red envelope, right? I have shared multiple times in my live stream about the Chinese tradition of like giving red packets or red note, not red note, sorry, red packets or red envelopes, right? So whenever, for example, it's Chinese New Year, then the senior people would give the junior people some red envelopes, and inside the red envelopes, they're just pure money. It's just a Chinese tradition. Whenever it's Chinese New Year, whenever someone is getting married, whenever like someone is opening up a new business, opening up a new store, or someone is having a birthday, it is a huge tradition here in China. Basically, the senior people will just give the junior people some red envelopes full of money. And depending on the occasions, the envelope can be very thick or very thin. So, for example, for Chinese New Year, usually the envelope is very thin because you just give it to everyone, right? But for example, if it's wedding, which is like once a lifetime for many people, so the kind of red envelopes you would receive during those kind of occasion is usually very thick, lots of money inside it. So what WeChat did is like they developed this new business model in order to increase the user stickiness on the platform. So they introduced a e version of Red Packet. So what they did is there are so many chat groups, right? They would allow someone to send a red packet and send into the chat group, and everyone would just go come and just click the red envelope, just try to get some money, grab some money. because if you are the very first one to get it, then you get it because there are only a very limited number of red packets that for people to get inside those like chat groups. It's a pretty good promotion. So like the year that we tried to introduce this e-version of red envelope, the number of downloads increased significantly, and also like people just also the number of time the number of hours, the amount of time people spend on using this app becomes a lot higher as well. So when it comes to business, it's always about whether you're able to think about ideas, right? To be honest, if you ask whether people do need red envelopes or not, well, people have envelope and red envelopes in real life, right? But the reason why people enjoy doing that is because it also provides lots of fun, lots of like emotional support to people. That's why people enjoy like grabbing red envelopes inside those kind of yeah. Do you like cherry ice cream? No, I don't, my friend. Well, I just said that I only like vanilla ice cream or milk ice cream or like Oreo ice cream. That's all. Not a huge fan of any other kind of ice cream. So if you really have to choose any ice cream beside that three ice cream, then maybe chocolate. But to be honest, not a huge fan of pure chocolate ice cream. So it has to be like the milky flavor kind of thing that I really like. Yeah. So it was pretty it was pretty sad when I find out I am actually lactose intolerant, which means that I cannot drink lots of milk because I'm a huge fan of milk. Yeah. Let me see what's the other things. Yeah, I love ice cream, but not the dairy. But I mean, like, how come you like ice cream without dairy? Because ice cream is basically made using dairy, right? I'm making black sesame ice cream right now. Wow, wait, you are making ice cream right now? How are you able to? Do you have an ice cream machine in your home, Louis the cat? Well, if you don't have an ice cream in your home, then you're just gonna be so hardworking at making ice cream, right? Like you definitely need to have a very strong arm to make ice cream. So somehow I watched the Master Chef Australian version of Master Chef, so that's why I was able to see how people are able to make ice cream. So usually they would have a my ice cream machine to make ice cream, and the ice cream machine has to stir the kind of what was that? Some milk and some like different things in it like all the time, and then until it becomes the shape of ice cream. So imagine there is no such like ice cream machine. You have to do it with your bare hand. Oh, that is going to be so hard. Yeah. Yeah. Black raspberry is my favorite. I don't like the flavor of sourness, so that's why like I don't like any like raspberry those kind of ice cream. I remember back then when I studied in London, right? I told you guys I did my master degree in London, right? Back then when I studied in London, so a few students together we went to had an afternoon tea in Ritz. That is like pretty luxury, but we felt like since we're in London, we must try something that is like very London vibes, right? So like we had an afternoon tea in the hotel that's called Ritz, right? And somehow there was a dessert which is like somehow a sorbet, something like that. And then like everyone just loved it except me. Everyone said, oh, this is so tasty, and I said, I don't like it. And that was the very first time I discovered that I'm not a huge fan of sourness. I do not like anything that tastes very sour. Yeah. I tried making pasta once. The physical effort required is non-trivial. Definitely, like you make so nowadays, like there's so many people make pasta using like specific pasta machine. Yeah, if you use pasta, you make pasta yourself. Oh my God, you must have like rub it all the time. It's definitely not an easy job. Yeah, go to Italy and try gelato. I did, my friend. Back then, when I traveled in Italy, I basically just had a gelato every single day, and it's so interesting. Every day like we went to different cities, right, and took photos of ourselves, and I also every day had like more than one gelato. I just saw different photos, the photos of each day, and just saw me increasing weight, like the face become rounder and rounder. The first day I arrived in Italy, like I was like this, and because I'm having gelato every single day, my face became rounder, and my body also become fatter. So like I later realized, okay, gelato was really heavy, really heavy. I have to put my glasses down to take a good look. You're okay. Thank you, Johnny. Hello. Have you guys followed me? If you haven't followed me, please. Okay, follow me, please. Yeah. Avocado ice cream is made with coconut milk, Greek yogurt, and the zest of lemon. Oh my god, that sounds so healthy. Sounds so healthy. Ooh, I want to try this. Try it. But by judging from the recipe, I could immediately tell I'm not a huge fan of that. Not a huge fan of that, so I'm not gonna try it. I'm gonna just pass it. Yeah. Achieving the ice cream consistency looks very, very hard. Yeah. Is there anyone who does not like ice cream? Is there anyone who does not like ice cream, my friend? I want to know. Do you guys like ice cream or you guys don't? Also, type 1 in the comment if you like ice cream and type 2 if you don't like ice cream. Let's see how many people do not like ice cream. Type 1 if you like ice cream, type 2 if you don't like ice cream. That's actually not a very hard ask, okay? Type 1 if you like ice cream, type 2 if you don't like ice cream. I seriously wonder if there's anyone who dislike ice cream, okay? Type 1 if you like ice cream, type 2 if you do not like ice cream, okay? Really want to see if people like ice cream, if there is any people who, just don't like ice cream. I am so curious to know. Yeah. So curious to know, if there is anyone that do not like ice cream, tell me. Type 1 if you like ice cream, type 2 if you do not like ice cream. Okay? Yeah. Mm. Type 2, type 1. Type 1 if you like ice cream, type 2 if you do not like ice cream. Yeah? Type 1 if you like ice cream, type 2 if you do not like ice cream. Let me see, is there anyone? So if you type 1, you could also just share with me what's your favorite flavor. Yeah? Yeah? Oh. Yeah, 1 if you like ice cream, 2 if you don't like ice cream, and also tell me in the comment what's your favorite flavor of ice cream. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Okay, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Just tell me. Pistachio, okay. Pistachio, what else? Chocolate chip, yeah, good. Yeah, what's let me see, okay? Let me see. What's your answers? Okay, yeah. Let me see. What's your answer in here? Okay, wow. Oh my God. What's 1.5? Louis the Cat. You're telling me you're making sesame ice cream and you're saying you're 1.5? What is that? What do you mean by 1.5? You like it from time to time? Yeah. Well, there are literally people who do not like ice cream. Wow. Okay, Little Earth type 2 and Shashi also type 2. I get throat ache, cold doesn't suit me. Oh, okay. Shashi, so if that's so, you do need to see Chinese medicine doctor, okay? Traditional Chinese medicine doctor, TCM, for sure. I'm not so sure which country you're from. So once if your body is like that, like once the moment you eat ice cream, then you would have like throat ache, cold, kind of loads of kind of symptoms. That definitely means you have too much coldness in your body. Just go look for a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. So you do need to drink some herbal tea. I'm not just telling you something superstitious. It actually works. Okay, it's for sure it works. I'm pretty. You could also have a look at your tongue. There is a pretty high chance that if you look at your tongue, that your tongue is like the color of your tongue might be very pale. There's a very high chance because in Chinese saying might be because your body is like lacking the yang energy, the sun energy. Your body is lacking the sun energy. So that's why, like, whenever you have something cold, your body just cannot really take it, and you will start to have like different kind of symptoms. Okay, but definitely try to search for a traditional Chinese medicine doctor in your country, and try to drink some herbal tea. It does help. It definitely does help. Probably after 1 month or two, you could just enjoy ice cream just like the rest of the people. I'm pretty sure like 1 month or two is enough for you to get back to like normal people. Yeah. Like, but don't eat. It's because it's pretty heavy, right? Yeah. Well, there are seriously people who do not like it. Like, I feel like everyone should just like Ice cream. Yeah. Ever tried McDonald's hot fudge sundae? Of course, of course. To be honest, I feel like that's too sweet. So personally, even though it's like vanilla flavor, but that is too sweet. So there's also a difference between the kind of flavors Chinese people enjoy and the Western people enjoy. So somehow in the West, people really like to eat something sweet. For Chinese people, whenever we go to the US and go to any of the cake store, the dessert store to buy any of the ice creams and any of the cakes, the common thing, like everyone had the kind of same feeling, is everything out there is so, so, so sweet. Too sweet. You basically just put so much sugar in it, like sugar is for free, like you do not need to spend money by putting so much sugar in it. Like it's so, so heavily sweet. Somehow, like I feel like Westerners really like the sweet flavor. So here in China, Chinese people are not really a huge fan of well, actually some people really like sweet, but not like that level of sweet. So overall speaking, our flavor is more like mild. So sometimes like many like vanilla, many of the ice cream store in here in China would even say something like, you know what, our ice cream is very tasty because it's delicious but not sweet, but not sweet. So I'm pretty sure if those kind of ice cream stores, if they open the shop in the US, it might not have anyone to come and visit to buy it, because the way they're able to make ice cream that is like pretty fresh but not sweet at all. Sometimes we even have salty ice cream. Can you guys imagine salty ice cream? Like you even put salt in ice cream. Salty ice cream is really, really tasty. Yeah. Salty ice cream is really tasty. Listen to Dr. Nytrix. Yeah. Yes, Western ice cream is too sweet. What was you guys also find it too sweet? I thought like Westerners like sweet ice creams. Like here in China, we are not a huge fan of those extremely, extremely kind of sweet flavor. So somehow we tend to, innovate those ice creams to make them not so sweet. However, at the same time, to be quite tasty, a pretty mild flavor. Some places it's even. I remember the KFC in here. The KFC in here during last summer has launched a new flavor, which is salty ice cream. So they basically put sea salt in the ice cream. So maybe you guys could also have a try by putting some salt in ice cream. The flavor is also pretty nice, like really good. It's you feel like there is some saltiness in this ice cream, but also the ice cream itself is quite sweet. So it's a pretty good blend of sweet and saltiness in it, and like really tasty. Yeah, definitely enhance the flavor. Yes, I have a Japanese salt that's amazing and nice. Oh, you tried it, right? Yeah, Japanese salt. So when I first tried those salty ice cream, I actually tried it in Japan, I think. I I believe maybe probably because maybe it's the Japanese had first invented those kind of salty ice cream. So the ice cream in Japan, especially in Hokkaido, is no joke. No joke. Oh my god, so delicious. The kind of dairy flavor in those kind of vanilla ice cream that you can eat in Japan is absolutely amazing. How many of you guys have tried the Hokkaido chocolate, Hokkaido ice cream? So good, so good, so good. Well, to be honest, like after return back to Japan, here in mainland China, I looked for ice cream that has the equal kind of flavor. I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any. Somehow maybe they were really good at raising cows, so that's why their cow was able to produce really good milk, a milk with really strong kind of dairy flavors. Yeah. The dessert in the West is way too sweet. Yeah. Yeah, so Hokkaido has amazing treats. Yeah, Hokkaido has like many amazing treats. Yeah. There is a potato fudge that is to die for. Oh my god, that tasty? Oh my god, that tasty? What? Like a potato fudge that you are to die for? Oh my god, I love to try that too. Are you drinking matcha? No, this is my detox routine. I started drinking those detox juice from yesterday. So inside today, so yesterday I had pure kiwi fruit and also celery. So today is celery, cucumber, and apple. Also pretty tasty. Yeah, pretty tasty. But my personal favorite is still avocado plus banana plus milk. That one is really good. It has a sweet flavor in it, but it's like the natural type of sweetness. Yeah. I think Mori is, which is south of Hokkaido on Honshu. So that is a restaurant you're talking about? Is that a restaurant you're talking about? Morning, morning, D Jock. Yeah. Are you only drinking foods at the moment? What do you mean by drinking foods? What do you mean by drinking foods, my friend? Yeah. Please utilize visual demonstration to facilitate your description. What does that mean? What do you mean by utilize visual demonstration to facilitate your description? Do not really understand what you're talking about. Celery juice lowers your pH. What what do you mean by pH? pH 值吗? The sour, the 酸碱性, how to say it? 酸碱性. Yeah, but celery is good for lower blood pressure. So maybe I shouldn't just drink too much celery. Acidity, yeah, yeah, I know that. Acidity, yeah. So maybe I shouldn't drink too much celery because I've always had this like low blood pressure problem. So many people suffer from high blood pressure. Whenever I go to, so when you have a body check, you have to have a empty stomach, right? So usually whenever I have an empty stomach to do a blood pressure test, I always have a low blood pressure somehow. Yeah. So many people nowadays suffer from high blood pressure, like very few people suffer from low blood pressure problems. So there's not enough kind of research papers I could out there look for like cure for low blood pressure. So if you guys know any, just tell me, okay? We'd love to learn from that. Yeah. I was correcting somebody who thought Hokkaido is the snowiest place. It's Aomori. Aomori is Aomori 小樽啊，小樽也是在北海道里边的。Okay. Oh, also like I heard Hokkaido is a good place for skiing. There, the quality of the snow is really good out there. Yeah, so skiing somehow has become a very big thing here in China as well. And lots of people really enjoy skiing. Every winter time, they would just go to northeast part of China and also go to Xinjiang just to have a skiing trip. Somehow, like I don't really ski very well. I've only skied twice or three times in my life, so do not know a lot about skiing. And somehow, ski is considered to be, relatively speaking, dangerous kind of sports activities. There's a say in China that 滑雪的尽头是骨科. So translating that directly into English, it means that the end of skiing is to visit a bone doctor because so easy to break your bones if you don't know how to ski properly. Yeah. Passion fruit lowers blood pressure. Uh-huh. Well, I need something to increase the blood pressure. You have a low blood pressure. Oh, okay. If you have low blood pressure, avoid too much grapefruit fruit. Oh, okay. The thing is that I really like grapefruit. Really enjoy grapefruit. Okay. I skied once, spent the whole time on my butt. Now I stay home. So there's even something that is like a cushion, but they designed the cushion in a very, very cute way so that you could just put a turtle like a cushion on the back. So whenever you spend the time on your butt, there's always a cushion down below, which makes you a lot better. Yeah. Louis the cat, you're so funny. I'm going to show you guys whether I can find those kind of the very cute kind of cushion that people would wear whenever they was their very first time learning skiing. So I purchased that as well. Yeah. 小乌龟是那个小乌龟滑雪这样的关键词应该滑雪护具啊。Okay, here something like this. For those one who are new to ski, they would wear something like this. That a person and they wear a very cute turtle. And this is avocado. Okay. There's also an avocado or a bear. Yeah, I'm gonna make it bigger, right? So you basically just wear an avocado cushion or a bear cushion or this like pink turtle cushion so that it's okay to spend your time on your butt whenever you learn skiing. Yeah, how nice is that? Yeah. Without picture, many audience has no idea what you're talking about. Really? Why? Why people would not have any idea what I'm talking about? I feel like people understand what I'm talking about. So you could just tell me, my friend, what's your name? Let me see. What's your name? So Penguin, if there is anything you do not understand, if you want me to show a picture, then you just tell me in the comments, okay? You just tell me in the comments because I've been starting my live streaming since January. I've been doing it for around 3 months. Well, actually, it's already May, right? It should be over 3 months. Yeah, I started from the end of January, so it's been 3 months. Yeah, over 3 months. And I've always been just talking, just very occasionally when I think like it's necessary, I would only use photos then. Most of the time, I would just be talking. So far, no problems at all. People kind of understand what I'm talking about. No problem at all. So, but I understand like different people have different understanding and different knowledge base. So, if there is anything, Penguin, if you do not understand what I'm talking about, if you want me to show a picture of that, just tell me in the comment, okay? Tell me in the comment, but you have to be very specific. Please be very specific on what are the things you want me to show, okay? Because I've been talking from topics to topics, flow from this topic to that topic. So, like, I probably do not know what are the things you want me to show. So, just let me know, okay? Poor turtle prefer the avocado. But I mean, the avocado basically has the same fate of the turtle, right? Basically, they're just gonna be sit on by their masters, right? Whenever their masters fall. Yeah, just tape a neon sign to my head that says noob. What does it mean? What is noob? Yeah. Poor fella. I prefer gardening. Winter is not my season. Oh, likewise. I likewise. I like summertime. Spring, summer, fall. Do not like winter. Do not like winter at all. I guess it's also because, like I shared with you before, right? There are like five elements in everyone's body. So based on what time you were born, what date were you born, then you would have those kind of five elements, right? So for me, I did this talk with deep seek, then realized that I have a lot of fire. I don't have enough water. So like that is my five elements. So that's why like I just really like summer and I don't like winter, because summer's element is fire and winter's element is water. So I don't like winter. I and also I don't like rainy days. I don't like rainy days at all. Yeah. Is there anyone of you guys really like rainy days? Like whenever I heard someone said that they really like rainy days, I was like, oh my god, how come you really like rainy days? I really couldn't understand like why there are some people who like rainy days. I was born in the summer and I am a lion. You're a lion? Okay. Oh, I'm so scared because I am a I am a I'm a bull. I'm a Taurus. Yeah. Noob or noob equals newbie equals inexperienced person. Oh, okay. Good to see that. Good to learn that. Oh yes, and please visit my store. Just like Hoya just said, it's http alchemia.love. Okay, can you guys see it? Yeah, I have this thing. Yeah, that is my website. http. Wait, I should be doing this. Okay, this way. Okay, right? It's http alchemia.love. Okay, for those of you who haven't really visited, can definitely visit it. Okay, http alchemia.love. That is my website, so guys can definitely visit. Okay, so on this website, I am showing you guys a way to purchase all the beautiful accessories that I am wearing during my live stream. Okay, and also for those of you on Red Note. Okay，小红书的宝宝们，我的这些屏也挂到了我的小清单里。所以，比如说有宝宝觉得这个耳环很好看，有很多人都说这个耳环很好看，对不对？都问说怎么样可以去买到这个耳环？大家可以去到我的小清单里，然后在小红书的这个我的主页上面有我的小清单，在小清单里面就可以看到这个品了，就可以去下单啦。OK，Yeah，please be specific. Yeah, so be specific about what, Chris? How's your business? Finding a good way to market it. So pretty worked out everything except marketing, but that is the most important thing. So we were able to figure out how to source all the products and also find out how to make new designs of the products and also find out how to do all the logistics, like how to ship all the things from China to US, and also sorted out how to open the store on Rednote on TikTok, and also set up our own very own standalone website. So all of these is pretty heavy workload, and we were able to sort out everything just within 2 months time. So now everything is all set and we're ready to sell. So the final step is how to have a breakthrough when it comes to marketing. So that is the business so far at the current status. We're thinking about ways to do some marketing promotion, because to be honest, we do not have some expert on the team that is very good at marketing. So we are definitely learning very hard about doing that. So, I feel like one of the good thing is we need to give everything we want to market to people some stories behind it and some kind of value, attach some value to it. The reason why people wear all sorts of accessory is not because it's not only because those kind of accessories beautiful or not. It's also because what kind of emotion, positive emotion, what kind of positive energy it can bring to people, right? For example, I would wear those kind of accessories because those accessories would also give me lots of energy, makes me feel a lot more confident, and makes me feel that I look more beautiful whenever I come to the screen and talk to you guys during the live stream, right? So I have tried that before. So Hoya once said that, you know what, somehow I cannot get used to seeing you without accessories because without accessories, I do look like really, how to say, simple, very pure, very just like very plain, right? Very plain. But after having accessories, just I look a lot better. So accessories do have those kind of magic powers. So that's why we're also thinking that. Yeah. Like what are the good ways to market all those products? What's the differences of our products compared to other people's products? How to how to define our brand so that whenever people see this brand, they would think of some like keywords that is different from others. So those are what's the business currently going on. Not easy learning new things every day. And that is all the fun of being an entrepreneur. That is all the fun of being an entrepreneur. So far, I really enjoy that. So far, I really enjoy that. Yeah. Thanks for a suggestion. Read Chinese traditional medicine for sore throat. And no problem at all. So just so you know, Shashi, if you are on, since you're already on Red Note, there are plenty of content creators out there who are making posts telling people, teaching people how to take good care of your body by using the traditional Chinese medicine system. I noticed there are some content creators, even though they're talking in Chinese, they have English subtitles. So these can be really good place for you to learn from that. It does help. Okay, this Chinese traditional Chinese medicine system is no superstition. It's definitely not superstition. Even though the kind of way you explain the theory sounds like very superstitious, right? For example, we have talked about the yin part and the yang part, right? So it's also the very same as the Tai Chi energy, right? You have the yin energy and the yang energy. Yang means facing the sun, and yin means facing against the sun, right? You have to have a balance of everything in your body. Whenever you have too much of the facing sun energy and very less of the other energy, that you have to rebalance it by drinking some herbal tea that could increase this energy and lower this energy so that your body would reach balance again and you would not have any other kind of symptoms that makes you feel unhealthy. So especially for Shashi, but I don't know how much I see and accept traditional medicine in India, but have similar called Ayurveda. I don't know, my friend. I don't know what you're talking about. You're using too many short abbreviations, so I kind of don't really understand that. So somehow that thing, like the whole theory, even though it sounds very superstitious, but it really works. So there are many kind of symptoms, many kind of a disease, like the Western way cannot treat it. Like you said, like whenever you drink something cold, you eat something cold, you start to have like sore throat, right? Some people would feel like stomach ache, right? Those are not the things that can be treated using the Western medicine system. It can only be treated using the Chinese herbal system. By using the yin and yang theory, somehow you can be treated. So that's actually not a very big problem. Yeah. Yes, because of the character, I'm having to shorten. You can actually just type two lines, okay? Otherwise, I don't quite understand. Yeah. I don't need it as guys here, but you look good. A lot of guys here in China also go to see Chinese medicine system doctor because like from time to so does anyone like have ever experienced that, like for example you would have the kind of symptoms that makes you feel like not so comfortable, but not to a point that you could just go to see doctors. Like I remember like there's also a term in the West that is called slow inflammation or long-term inflammation, those kind of saying. So for those kind of saying, I like your earring, thank you my friend, thank you my friend. Yeah, so those kind of symptoms, those kind of problems, it's not easily cured, easily treated using like the Western medicine system. For example, if you start to have like sleep issues, sleeping disorder in the evening. Some people, for example, okay, so there's a great example. Like for example, some people would suffer from symptoms like whenever they sleep during the night, they would sweat. They would sweat in the dream, right? They dream a lot or sweat during the dream, or whenever they wake up in the middle of the night, the whole body is sweating, right? Some people suffer from those kind of symptoms. For those kind of symptoms, like there's no way for you to treat that or cure that using Western medicine system, or it's really hard. So there's no like a really good like Western medicines once you eat it and somehow like, oh okay, all of a sudden you just stop sweating in the middle of night, or you just start to have like less dream. It's not like that. Unless you eat some of those kind of pills that just put you to sleep, but that is actually not also not so good for your health, right? So if you have those kind of subtle kind of symptoms, then it's better to try some Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine is interesting. Chinese medicine helped my migraines. Yeah, you have tried it, right? So Chinese medicine really works, even though the theory behind that sounds like a little bit superstitious. However, it really works. It really works. Like I personally have read so much about Chinese traditional Chinese medicine, and I would also observe my tongue every single day. Like I would observe my tongue to try to check what's the body status, and I also would look at the skin color of my face and also the body condition, what kind of symptoms I'm facing now, and I would then cook different kind of herbal teas for myself to drink. And also depending on what the time of the year it is now, okay? So I have also shared multiple times in my live stream before that for in China we have 24 seasons. Okay, so when we are talking about seasons, usually we only talk about like four different seasons, like spring, summer, autumn, and winter, right? So according to the Chinese season system, there are 24 different seasons. So you have to break down the four seasons into four, six, like six under each category more. So every 2 weeks is going to be like 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to be one small season. And for every season, because the climate starts to change and your body will have to adjust to this climate change, there might be some. Excuse me. Yeah. So, do many people in China has type 2 diabetes? This is David. Yes, there are lots of people here, and nowadays, especially, more people start to have type 2 diabetes than before. So the best cure for a short answer to type 2 diabetes. So first of all, Chinese medicine does help with diabetes. And second is just walk. Go out and walk. Walk many miles every day. And then like somehow you can have. So I have lots of stories here in China, like many men, especially when they reach certain age, start to have like diabetes. And one way they do is first of all, they can eat no rice, like nothing related to sugar. And they just go out and walk and walk and walk, just basically work out, but they cannot just work out in the same way because they have reached certain age, so they could not work out the same way as young people do. So that's why they just go out and walk. Okay, walk like almost like jogging, like quick walk, right? Then you walk out like 2 hours, 3 hours. That's how like after a while the diabetes level just goes down a lot, and some people even just recovered completely from diabetes. Yeah, so that's a some I heard lots of stories about that. So for those of people who have like type 2 diabetes could definitely try that. Yeah, even though they say that diabetes once you got it, it's a life problem, it's not the kind of problems that you can somehow cure. Yeah, but can definitely try it. Yeah, me and the Chinese herbalists used a combination of acupuncture and massage with tea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Acupuncture is also a very popular thing here in China, but I've only tried acupuncture once. So acupuncture is not suitable for anyone, my friend. Just so you know. Okay, I have actually studied a lot about Chinese traditional Chinese medicine. So I know quite some about it, even though I am no expert. Okay, I am no expert. I am not a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. No doctor in here. Okay, my friend. However, I have studied a lot about it, so that's why I have abundant knowledge about it. So acupuncture is not good for people who is very weak in body. Okay, so we have previously shared about you must have lots of yin energy and yang energy, right? So like for those of people who are lacking the kind of energy, so even though they're also pretty balanced, right? They are have equal amount of yin and equal amount of yang. Their body is pretty balanced, but every day you just feel like so tired. No matter what you do, you're just so tired, right? So those are the kind of people who are lacking energy inside their body. So if you're lacking energy inside your body, acupuncture, to be honest, is not a good thing for people like that, because there is a saying that acupuncture actually release the energy by putting a needle into the skin, into your body. It's releasing the kind of energy out of your body. So like for people who has an abundant amount of energy, then they could try acupuncture. So if there's someone who, yeah, 如果是气阴两虚、气血两虚，就是身体很虚的人的话，其实是不适合针灸的。Yeah, it's not suitable for having acupuncture. So really need to listen to your doctor. Yeah. Yeah. So people definitely try Chinese medicine. It really works. So I just observed myself. Also, like whenever, so I'm pretty sure many people just feel like really tired from time to time, right? How many of you guys actually suffer from those kind of symptoms, like always feel very tired? Okay. Anyone here? Yeah, type yes if you have actually, or like in the past period of your time, there's just a period of time, like no matter how much you sleep, you just feel like really tired, something like that. I'm pretty sure many people suffer from those kind of symptoms. Like for example, how much no matter how much you sleep, you just feel like extremely tired. Yeah, how many people have suffered from those kind of symptoms? Okay, type 1 if you have have experienced that, okay? Type 1 if you have experienced that. For example, you just feel like very very tired, always so tired, no matter how much you sleep, how much rest you take, you just feel so tired. How many people have you experienced that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure lots of people have experienced that. It's just that you're not willing to interact with me, my friend. Yeah, why? I'm pretty sure lots of people have experienced that. I want people to interact with me, okay? Type 1 in the comment if you have experienced that, okay? More interaction, my friend. More interaction, my friend. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure lots of people have experienced that before, right? So, when it comes to those kind of tiredness, like some people are tired because they lack enough energy, okay? They lack enough energy in their body. So that is why they always feel very tired. However, for some other people, when they feel very tired, it's not because they are lacking energy. As a matter of fact, they have enough energy. But the problem with their being tiredness is because they have too many wetness, too much humidity in your body. You guys could also pay attention. For example, whenever you come into an environment that is very humid, for example, when it's like rainy season, like always rainy days, lots of rain, and the weather is like really wet. If you look at your phone and check what's the humidity level of the weather, the humidity level is above 60%. Okay, you could observe that. Okay, so say for example, if the humidity level is like 70% or sometimes even 80%, 90%, you will notice on the specific day when the humidity level of the climate is over 65%. Okay, let's say 65%, you would then just feel like your body is so heavy, like you just always want to sleep, like you feel like very very tired. You guys could have a observation. Okay, definitely go have an observation. So whenever the weather is like so wet, either it's because of the rain or it's just because the place you stay at is so wet, you will notice your body will be like very very tired. And you would also notice some other symptoms of your body. For example, you would have a swelling feet, and also you observe your tongue is like your tongue is becoming bigger, and maybe along the side of the tongue you would also see some teeth mark. Yeah, I do have some teeth mark. Okay, so I always have lots of wetness in my body. So you could have see some teeth mark in it. So these are all the signs that showing that you're having a lot of wetness in your body, humidity in your body, and those might be the reason that you are feeling really really tired. So whenever you are having those kind of problems, one of the good ways to solve those problems is by drinking some herbal tea to help you get rid of the wetness. So there are some herbal teas like barley red bean tea, which is really really natural. 取快递，取条快递啊，我来看一下。Guys, a second, okay? I'll be back really soon. Yeah, someone's at the door. Someone's at the door. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm back. Thanks for staying and waiting for me. Yeah, yeah. Okay, where were we? Where were we? Let me see. Where were we? Okay, I'm back. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, so Nitrix, or I was accepting soft throat, like I can't do anything about it. I'm pretty sure you can do anything about it. Yeah, just try those Chinese traditional medicines. So, oh, also like, so you can also have a check, my friend, of your stomach problems because my aunt used to have a very long period, suffer a really long period of the sore throat, throat problems. So she had all sorts of check about the throat. What's the problem with the throat? And the other day, so she went to see a doctor, and the doctor is so experienced, and she said, just go check your stomach. So somehow, when people get older, so there is a problem with their stomach. So say, for example, imagine this is a stomach, okay? So somehow there is a like a kind of a lid on top of the stomach. That thing just become broken. So what happens is that so we have lots of what we call this acid liquid in your stomach, right? So whenever you eat something, like the acid stomach should stay inside the stomach to help you digest all the food. Somehow this acid stomach fluid would just go back out of the lid to upwards to your throat. So that's why like some people will suffer from sore throat problem. So could you also have a check whether it's the problem about this acid reflux? I'm not so sure what's the exact name, because in Chinese it's called 胃酸. So like maybe you could also have a check whether it's this stomach problem, like I said, like I described, because my aunt suffered from this sore throat problem for like 2 years, and she never had anyone who was able to help her solve this problem. Like she had multiple check on the throat, and also tried Chinese medicine and anything else, but just did not work. And eventually, what happened is she went to see a doctor and who has treated people with the very same thing. And then later on, like gave her some prescribed her some of the medicines that help her to close the lid of the stomach, and somehow like no sore throat problems anymore. Brush your tongue. No, I don't brush my tongue, my friend. I don't brush my tongue because like you have to observe the pattern on your tongue to tell how healthy your body is. So depending on the color and the shape of the tongue, you could, and also the patterns on the tongue, you could tell how healthy you are and not healthy you are. So for example, if you have lots of like white thing or sometimes even yellow thing on top of your tongue, that means that your body is also having too much heat or too much wetness in your body, something like that. So I don't brush my tongue because I do need to observe my tongue. Yeah, so that's very important according to traditional Chinese medicine system. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes, I have that, Joel. So you're suffering from the very same problems that my aunt suffered. Okay. Yeah, guys, follow me, please, if you haven't done so. Okay. Follow me, please, if you haven't done so. Yeah, and keep on tapping the screen to sending likes. Okay, my friend. Could you please keep on tapping the screen to sending likes? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like so much Chinese tea from Yongkang. What is Yongkang? Guy, guys, keep your testosterone. What does the word mean? Levels up to a healthy level. What does this word mean? Yeah. Yeah, I somehow consider myself to live a very healthy routine every day because like by having a very healthy routine, you're able to be like very energetic every day, right? That is how you're able to keep your body very healthy and very comfortable, energetic. So like I feel like also I have shared multiple times. I feel like the best thing to make your skin glow is not those external skincare products. It's always about curing your body from internal. As long as you're able to keep a very good internal side of your body, like very balanced kind of body, then you're able to have a very glowing skin, like look very extra beautiful and extra handsome from the outside, right? Oh, and also recently also saw a very it's the male hormone is what makes a man a man. And what happened to all the ladies in the chat room? What happens to the ladies here in the chat room? Our feminine hormone to good level. 对，好像有人说像李梦哈，但是很多人就说长得像倪妮，也有人就说长得像李梦，会有各种各样的人说我长得像各种各样的不同的人。 好吧，但是不管怎么样说，代表一件事情，那就是我长了一张明星脸，是吗？好的，非常谢谢大家的喜欢啊。Okay, the female hormone is called estrogen. 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 Okay, learning a new word today as well. Okay, thank you, my friend. Yeah. Okay, so I recently also studied something called manifestation. How many of you guys have heard about manifestation? How many of you guys have heard about manifestation? And for those of you who haven't followed me, definitely follow me, okay? Follow me, please, if you haven't done so, okay? Yeah, so like how many of you guys have heard about manifestation? So I recently heard about this new word called manifestation and learn about this theory about manifestation. And to be honest, I think that is a very fascinating theory. And I never realized that in the past of my life, I have done manifestation for so many times without realizing that I'm doing manifestation. Because you are a star. Oh, thank you, Ai. Thank you. So how sweet of you. So I feel like I never realized that I'm actually practicing, I'm actually manifest a lot in the past until I read this theory about manifestation, like how you're able to achieve something just by manifesting, by doing manifestation. Never realized that. It's like very recently I studied this kind of theory about manifestation. I realized that I was able to walk very far just because in the past I have done so much manifestation. Okay, so for those of you who do not know what is manifestation, I want to, yeah, how many of you guys have tried manifestation, my friend? How many of you guys have tried manifestation? Which theory? The manifesto destiny. How many of you guys have tried manifestation or actually have heard about manifestation? Okay, how many of you guys have, well, type 1 if you have heard or even tried manifestation, type 2 if you not have not heard or tried manifestation. Okay, well, actually, let's do this. Type 1, you have either heard of or tried manifestation. Type 2, if you have never heard about manifestation. Okay? Type 1, if you have tried or even you have heard or even tried manifestation. Type 1, if you have never heard of things that's called manifestation. Type 2. Okay? Again, let's do it. Okay, I need more interaction. Guys, interact more. There are over 100 people online at the same time in my live stream. I'm pretty sure you guys are in here. I need more interaction, okay? You guys are listening. Why don't you just type in the comment area? Like it does not require any more efforts, right? Since you're all in here, I can tell like there are over 100. Right now is 112 people here online. And on TikTok, there are almost 40 people there online, right? So like definitely like, more interaction, okay? Since you're all in here, like isn't it a lot more fun to interact with me, okay? So just type 1 if you have heard about manifestation or even tried manifestation. Manifestation exactly type 2 if you never heard of it. I'm just listening. I know you guys are just listening. I mean, like, I'm not motivated if you guys are just listening, not interacting with me, okay? Yeah, if not enough people interact with me, then I'm not just gonna share anything with you guys going forward, okay? Since you guys are in here, definitely interact more with me, okay? Just I'm not asking a lot of typing, just like a little bit of typing. Whenever I ask some questions, type 1, type 2, just keep myself motivated. There is must be a reason why you're in here listening to me, right? You do want to listen to me. You do enjoy listening to me. That's why you want me to talk, right? So just type, okay? Just type 1 or 2. So for those of you who have heard about manifestation or even tried manifestation, type 1. For those of you who have never tried or never heard of like manifestation, type 2, okay? Okay. Yeah. So majority of people have never heard about manifestation. Okay. Lita Cat, you must. I'm pretty sure you have heard about it because you basically know everything. So far, I have tested that nothing. There's nothing that I know you don't know. So I'm pretty sure you have heard about it. Even I guess you might even have tried it. So I actually up to very recently got to know about manifestation. So even though I got to know about it so late, I realized that throughout my entire life, I have been practicing manifestation for so long time without realizing that it's called manifestation. Okay. So the concept of manifestation is that you need to, so everyone has their goals, so everyone has their dream, right? Instead of thinking about these things as a goal, just believing in that those kind of things that you dream for would come true. Okay. So it can be like anything. you just can just like you just think, you just don't treat that as a goal. You just don't think that, okay, that is something that I'm gonna achieve. Just think that, okay, it's just basically a fact. That is gonna be a fact, but that is just gonna happen later, not at this point of time. It's gonna happen in the later point of my time. So that's my way before of doing manifestation. I didn't realize that is called manifest. I didn't realize that is called manifestation. Recently I read about this theory about manifestation. So, for example, when I was very, very young, right, when I was small, one of the thing is about how to reach a very, very high school score and get into the top university here in China, right? When I was a senior high school student, I give you multiple，那个叫显化，明显的显化疗的化。Yeah. So when I was in my senior high school. So for all the students in senior high school, one of the biggest goal was to get into the top universities, right? So like back then, for what I did is that I was just basically saying that I do not think that I am treating get into the top university here in Shanghai to be my goal. I said to everyone, I shared it. I said it's just a fact that I'm just gonna get into the top university there. I said that it's just going to be a fact that's going to happen later on in my life. It's not now because I'm still a, a second grade or third grade a senior high school student, that I have not reached the age to get into university. But when I am about the age to get into university, I am going to be studying in those top university. I didn't realize that it's called manifestation, but back then, those are the kind of thinking. And those kind of thinking has been in my life, basically just throughout my entire life. So back then in my senior high school that I did that. Okay. And also later on, when I also was like, when I first started my career, I also shared with you the kind of story that was extremely hard for freshman, a fresh graduate to start hunting for clients who are extremely like high key in this society, like extremely rich entrepreneurs, the most successful entrepreneurs, and have them bank with you, right? I also did the very same thing. I was not saying that, what, I do not think, I don't treat that as goal. I just felt like, what, I will do that. I am just going to be a very successful salesperson. I'm able to just meet the richest, the most beautiful, most intelligent people, and I will be able to convince them to be my clients, and they will respect me a lot. So I just think that that is going to be a fact. And that is just going to be a fact that's not happening now, that is going to be happening later on in the future, something like that. And I do all of that. I do all of that, and it really helps. It really helps. So, yeah, and lots of athletes do it all the time. Yeah, and I recently studied that, and somehow that is so interesting and really works. Just paint the picture in the mind, think that whatever you dream for will come true. So it really depends on what are the things you're looking for. So everyone has their own wishes, right? Everyone would wish for something. So if it's something about yourself, just picture, that's called manifest, right? Just picture that thing is already happening to you, or that is just going to be something that will happen in the future, not now. Just so I feel like the kind of concept behind manifestation is about like giving you some hint in the subconsciousness that this is you, this is something that you will achieve eventually. It's just that it's not gonna happen now because the timing is not here yet. Eventually it will happen in the future, as long as you believe in yourself and remove all the fear that you are not going to achieve that. And as long as you're able to remove all the fear and just really believe in yourself, the kind of energy in the universe will just all go, you know, go to you, go support you, and help you to finally realize the thing that you think will eventually just realize. So it's about vision and realize. And I consider that to be a very, very interesting theory. And I really buy in this kind of theory because, like, I myself in the past have done so many times of that, have done so many times of that. 对，在聊 manifestation，对的，manifest destiny，没错，在聊这个，对的。哎呦，你倒是挺懂的嘛啊，小吴是新加坡的，Yeah。So we're discussing about that. So like I have actually also done that without realizing that is called manifestation, but I have done it a lot of times in my life. Well, actually, to be honest, like every like critical moment in my life, I've actually done it. So if there is anything big that is about to happen, I just feel like, you know what, that is something that's just going to happen. It's not something that I'm dreaming for. That is something that I'm going to happen. That's going to happen. And then I'm just going to pursue it and just make myself to be stronger, and then somehow I will eventually just be able to achieve that. Yeah. Would you consider prayer the same as manifesting? I don't think pray is the same thing. So when you pray, it's like, oh, you know what? I want still like, it's not like believing, truly believing yourself. I also agree with, well, he does not have any username. It's just a heart and plus I. I guess the username is called Levi, right? So manifestation plus hard work equals success, right? So like the reason why manifestation is different from pray is because by manifestation, I don't think that is superstitious. It's about giving yourself some subconscious encouragement. It's more about like psychology. It's all around psychology. 吸引力法则对，也可以这么说，吸引力法则也是这个当中的一个部分。就是 it's about like I think it's more around psychology. You're just giving yourself some like encouragement subconsciously that you're able to do it. And once you have all those kinds of consciousness inside your heart, then you just be doing everything. You're just gonna change all the kind of like action pattern, right? You're just gonna change the way of you doing many things to a way that you become a lot more toward the direction that you want to go and eventually just achieve that. So if you're just going to pray, it's more like you're seeking for external help to help you to achieve something, right? It's more about, oh, please help me do this, please help me do that, and you yourself are not changing. And because deep down in your subconscious, you feel like you're waiting out there, waiting to be saved by someone else. That's why you pray, right? You pray waiting to be saved by someone else to come in here to help you change the kind of the scenario, the kind of occasion you're in. But manifestation is another thing. Manifestation is like truly believe in something that will happen. It gives you lots of like subconsciousness, like encouragement inside your heart. Yeah, completely agree. I feel like manifesting is more psychological. You're just telling yourself psychologically that, you know, I will be like that. And because you're telling yourself, I will be like that. So starting from every single day, you just change yourself because you want yourself to be like that, right? So by doing all the tiny things that changes you, eventually step by step, you're able to reach up to that point that makes you become that person. So I don't think that is the very same as praying. I think this is like very different. Yeah. You're speaking from point of atheist. What is atheist? What is the what is this thing called? Yeah. So much verbal diarrhea. What are you talking about? No reference to the actual definition. No, I'm actually. I think what I'm saying is actually making sense, right? I think what I'm thinking is like really making sense. Yeah. Someone who doesn't believe in God. Oh, okay. So you're saying like the about pray, right? Yeah. Well, I do believe in myself and the energy of myself. Yeah. Hexagon. What do you say? What do you mean by woman logic? What do you mean by woman logic? Okay. By saying that, you really piss me off. What do you mean by why do you look down upon women? Or are you so proud you're a man? So you think like men logic is good and women logic is bad? You are not educated. Just ask people in this live stream how nobody will say that I am not educated. Like judging from the fact when you say this word women logic, I could tell like you are undereducated. You are not educated at all by saying women logic. You're so narrow-minded. Have you never seen anyone who is very intelligent woman? Oh my God, women logic. By saying that, you're also looking down upon your own mother, your own daughter, by saying women logic. Women logic，这傻逼，我真的要骂人了，真的是又来了一个傻逼在那边说啊，你们女人就和中国人说什么头发长见识短这个道理是一样的。Oh my God, you look down upon women, so okay, then look down upon your mother. Okay, look down upon your mother. Just say that to your mom. Say that to your mom. I am definitely angry. I mean, like without women, how would this world spinning? without women, you are not be able to you are not be able to get into this world. You cannot be born without women. You come out of a woman's womb. 这傻逼太傻逼了，这个男的真的，怎么会有这么傻逼的傻逼男的？真的是。Woman logic. Oh my god, you're so narrow minded. There's a saying in Chinese that you are a frog staying inside a well for so long time, haven't really seen the world. You have never ever been able to talk to a very intelligent woman. You have never been able to date an intelligent woman. And you yourself are always in a very shallow place, just a very tiny area, never been able to come out of your own house, see the world, really interact with people in the world who are amazing women, and the fact that you have never ever going out of the world. You are so not well educated, and you're now saying women logic. I would not say you're like men logic, okay? I'm just gonna say you have no brain at all, like no brain logic, okay? You're no brain logic at all. You have trouble more than, okay. If you said that you have trouble more than I, probably, then I would even look down more upon you, my friend. You have traveled to so many places. If you really, that is really, like you say, you have traveled so many places and you're still like that. Oh, I feel you're so pitiful. You're so pitiful. Oh my God. You're so pitiful in the sense that you have traveled so many places and you still think that way, still haven't really opened your eyes. Then it's a waste of time. Then don't travel anymore, my friend. Don't travel anymore. There's no point if you're going out and traveling because no matter how much you travel, you have such a narrow mind. There's no point of going out and travel because you're not going out and see everything. Huh, this dude is even more. 这个傻逼真的太傻逼了。他现在开始说 ，cause you're Chinese, so you're not only looking down upon women, you're also now discriminate. You're first of all discriminating women. The second, you're discriminating Chinese. Okay, tell me, who else are you discriminating? Who else are you discriminating? Who else are you discriminating, my friend? Huh? Tell me. Oh my god. My goodness. 真的是太生气了 Yeah. He might get a plane with a woman pilot. Oh no, he should stay home. Yeah, he should just stay home. Yeah. 啊，这个傻逼真的是，偶尔骂骂也挺爽的啊，偶尔骂骂真的挺爽的啊。Copacabana, I do want to. There are from time to time there are just extremely rude people come into this live stream, but somehow because I'm doing a live stream now using laptop, so that's why I cannot block anyone. So this guy is I'm pretty sure you're a very pitiful person. You have no money, you have no knowledge, and you say you have to travel to many places. I believe the many places probably is just like 2 miles away from your home. You've been to the supermarket next to your home. You've been to the garden if you're very home. Maybe you've been to your neighbor's home. That is what you call you've been to more places than I do. And you have never been able to date any amazing woman just because you're so ugly yourself, and you have never ever been able to just talk to and really really truly have a deep conversation with like very intelligent women just because you have no knowledge yourself, you are not educated. The fact you're able to type in here, oh, I congratulate you that you understand English, oh, congratulate to you. And also the fact you look down upon Chinese people also means how narrow-minded you are, because you have no idea what a rich culture we have in here, what a big beautiful history in here, and the fact that you have never been to our country. I also feel pitiful on you. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. We can't let him win. Let's block him and get rid of this rage bait. Yeah. Your mother. Yeah. He also looks down upon his own very mother. It's so pitiful. Yeah. So I feel really pitiful for those kind of people. Yeah. But there are so many people out there. I feel like in the US that has, that has somehow mental health issue. I believe this guy also has some like mental health issue, you know? Oh no, the pilot might be a Chinese woman. Definitely stay home. Yeah, sure. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Let the rest of us enjoy our trip. Exactly. Exactly. Hmm. 我靠，没想到你自己是个傻逼中国人啊，你是故意的是吗？如果你这样去做的话，you're not so welcome in my live stream anymore. Okay, I'm gonna say that just once and only once, hexagon. So if you do that ever again, you do that ever again, okay, I will for sure just gonna open a live stream specifically for you. And once I see you, I'm just gonna block you eternally. And going forward, no matter whatever thing you type in the comment, and I will just ignore it completely. Okay. I could feel like you just teased me, and I really hate that. Okay. I really hate that. Okay. 嗯，我会碰到这么傻逼的人，真的是有点生气了。今天，OK，Okay, let's continue. Let's switch topic. I'm just gonna ignore this guy, and I'm just gonna ignore this guy going forward. No matter what kind of thing he sends in the comment, I will pay special attention to ignore this guy. So I will still not block you, but if you ever do that again, I'm just gonna be, I'm just definitely gonna block you. Okay. So it's not hard for me to use my phone to do live stream again, and I will open my live stream on the phone and find you and block you eternally because I remember your username now. Okay. Yeah. Why do you have so much hate? I'm actually don't have a lot of hate. It's only usually when I see some like comments that is up to my bottom line that I will become very angry. Okay. So I consider myself to be someone with very good temper, overall speaking. I am someone that is like considered to be very with good temper overall speaking because overall speaking like whenever people come in here like I just gonna be very polite somehow like my bottom line is that you shouldn't just discriminate Chinese people, you don't discriminate Chinese people, you don't discriminate women. Okay, those are my bottom line. So I have actually encountered all kinds of different like very rude questions, to be honest, come in here and ask me these questions. Somehow like I usually would just answer all those questions in a very polite way. It's only during the time that I don't have enough sleep and I don't feel very like energetic. Okay, I'm not in a very good mood, so I see some of the questions, then I would reply in a relatively strong way. Somehow if you talk anything that makes me feel like you discriminate women or you discriminate Chinese people, then that is my bottom line. Then I will become really angry. Yeah, I will become really angry. So everyone here on TikTok and also people on Red Note, okay? I want you guys to do one thing. Please help me one thing. Let's come to TikTok and let's report this guy called Hexagon, okay? Find Hexagon and please everyone report him, okay? Because I'm doing this live stream on laptop, so that's why I cannot block him at this moment. But everyone, please help me by reporting this guy because if we all report him, then this guy can be removed from this live stream, okay? Everyone, please report this guy called Hexagon, Hexagon, okay? Please, everyone, help me. Come to TikTok and please report this guy. Everyone together, block this guy, okay? Report this guy. Everyone, help me report this guy. Just select any random excuses of reporting him and let's report him, okay? Okay? Yeah, please help me with that. Okay, please report him. So everyone please help me doing that. Please help me that to report this guy and I will just continue with my live stream and completely ignore this guy completely. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do need a moderator from time to time just to get rid of those like people. You're very educated, intelligent. You're above that ignorance. Exactly. I completely agree. How can I buy your necklace? 麦琪麦小姐. You could actually just go to my homepage. Go to my homepage and there is a 小清单. 你去到我的这个小清单里可以看一下，麦小姐。啊，在我的小清单里边，其实有这个耳环，这个我不知道有没有上，这个项链有没有上，我可以确认一下。但是你可以看一下，在小清单里边有一些现有的品，可以看一下。这个 necklace 你喜欢的话，很快就能上了。或者你就去到我小清单的那一家店铺里边看一下有没有这个品。啊，我要回头确认一下，因为这是一个新的东西，还没有，我不知道还有没有上。你可以去看一下，但是里面有很多东西啊，比如说很多人很喜欢这个耳环，如果很喜欢这个耳环的话，就可以去我的小清单里面去看呀。哦，checked mode no necklace 啊，那我今天上一下吧，今天上一下吧，这个很简单的，上一下就可以买了，好吗？麦小姐，记得关注一下我，关注一下我，然后这个上一下你就可以看了。呀、I never seen her so upset. I wonder what he said. So let's gonna switch this conversation. In short, Hoya, so this guy just says like he discriminates women and also discriminate Chinese person. So that's why like it made me so mad. Yeah. So somehow I'm just gonna ignore this person. I'm your fan. Great. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, friend. Yeah. Okay. Somehow let's gonna just go in the back. What are you drinking? People are asking. So I'm drinking detox juice in here. I said 3 times a day. So this is like celery, cucumber, as well as apple. So half an apple, half a cucumber, and also some celeries and some water blended. That's what I'm drinking. This is my detox routine. This week is called the detox week. I'm drinking definitely lots of the things that's helping me detox every day. Yeah. Mhm. This is Sparta. Let's make Nitrix smile again. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Oh, check out Alchemia Love. Oh, yeah. Is there anyone else asking that? Yeah, it's in your shop. Sorry, don't understand Chinese. Yeah. So you could also check this, my friend. I also opened a standalone website, also a TikTok shop as well, right? So wait, it's here. Yeah, it's alchemia.love. Okay, it's alchemia.love. Okay, guys can definitely check it out. It's alchemia.love. Okay, alchemia.love, https alchemia.love. So you guys could have a take a look at this website. Okay, so this is my startup business. Okay, startup business, and that love that you got the plexiglass. Yeah, oh, this is the plexiglass. Yeah, right. This is a plexiglass, uh, pl- plexiglass. So the fact that I actually just write this side, and then when you see it the other side, right? Yeah. So this is the plexiglass that you asked me to have, so that's why I had it in here so you guys can see it. But the problem is that like once I write on it, I just couldn't just how to say erase it. Like I don't know how to erase so that I can draw again because I have multiple of this plexiglass glass, multiple of this plexiglass, but somehow like once I write on it, I just couldn't just erase it. Yeah, she was very good too. Thank you, my friends. Yeah, definitely needs a lot more positive energy from you guys. Yeah, definitely need a lot of positive energy from you guys, and happy to see so many of you because so many people are in here to support me. So that's why like dry erase markers 酒精 哦，要用酒精擦哦，OK。So use some alcohol. I'm gonna definitely gonna try it. Use some alcohol to remove it. I'm gonna try. Thank you, my friend. 臭呆是什么呆？ Thanks for teaching me that. Yeah. Thanks for teaching me that. Okay, now I know how to move that. Yeah. So like maybe in the future, then like it would be easier, right? Whenever there is something I want to write, then I'm just gonna write, and then later on just spray some like alcohol on it, then I'm gonna remove it and I draw on this side, you guys can see on this side, and it's all good. Yeah, good idea. Now I know it. Thank you so much, my friend, for teaching me that. Yeah, depends on the marker. I'm gonna try, but I do think that alcohol should work. I do think like alcohol should work. Yeah. What did you eat today? So this morning I had a like how do you say 一个饼，我自己摊了一个饼。I was just curious when you speak Chinese, I don't realize what region your accent is from. Like my Chinese accent. I don't think I have a lot of accent when I speak standard Mandarin, my friend. I'm from Shanghai, but like when I speak Mandarin, if I really pay attention to speaking very standard and accurate Mandarin, then I don't think I have a strong accent when speaking Mandarin. Yeah. 我说的普通话应该也没有什么口音吧。Yeah. Karina, I love the way you speak. Thank you, Karina. Yeah. Thank you, Karina. Was your bloodline affected by what happened in Nanjing? Well, it was a very sad story what happened back then in Nanjing. So by asking that, I'm pretty sure D Monk, right? D Monk, you also know about the history what happened back then in Nanjing. It was a history that was considered to be a shame by Chinese people. Okay, so for those of you who do not know what happened back then, and also people ask a lot. I remember there's a comment in one of under one of my posts asking like, do Chinese people hate Japanese people collectively, or like we just hate them individually? So the answer to that is that, Chinese people don't really like Japan overall speaking because of history reasons. Because in part of the history that during World War II, Japan has invaded in China in a way that is so cruel and killed tens of thousands of Chinese people. And they never apologized for that. And because of what happened back then, Chinese people remember this history. And that's why, like, overall speaking, the kind of vibes here in China is that Chinese people don't really like Japan, the country overall speaking. So when it comes to something related to this history, yeah. But like when to answer your question, so we can share about this history because this history has happened a long time ago. So I don't consider that to be part of my bottom line. There's definitely a lot of things that we can learn from this history, and also that's why the reason why Chinese people nowadays look spend so much time and so much efforts developing our technology and also like developed our economy because we have learned a hard in a very very hard way. Like we learned it by having so many people sacrifice their lives that if your country is poor, if your country don't have the latest of technology, then you're just going to be the country to be invaded by others. Like some people, some other countries will just come to your country to get all the resources from your country. So like, and also there's also some historical reasons that what happened back then in history, right? So I remember we have a very lovely follower called Jeremiah. He's not in here today, but he was here before. Like he really likes Chinese, studying Chinese Asian history, especially the Qing dynasty. So he studied about empress called Cixi. So like for her, like she was like hated by lots of Chinese people because somehow she was the one always care a lot about just making her control her ruling to be stable instead of focusing on how to spend the money to really helping the people in this country, right? So helping to develop the economy. So like she's not so happy with all the revolution going on in the country to bring in like economic growth, etc. So that's why like in the late Qing dynasty, what happened later on is you start to see more foreigners come in here. And also there's also a very interesting theory which said that back then in the Opium War, right? In the Opium War, right? If those of you guys do not know Opium War, Nytrix is moral aspects taught in schools of China from young age. Can you give an example? What do you mean by moral aspects? Can you first of all give me an example of moral aspects? Okay. So this is Sparta. Could you please give me an example? What do you mean by moral aspects? Okay. What is the moral aspect you're talking about? Yeah. So just tell me what's the moral aspects, and I get a understanding about that. Then I will then able to just give you an examples and tell you that if they are taught here in China. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Empress Dowager. Not so sure how to pronounce that, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So like, there's also a very interesting opinion about like what happened back then in Opium War, right? So what happened in Opium War is British people just come to China and used opium, exported lots of opium to our country, and so many people got addicted to opium war, and somehow like people no longer focus on working, just like got addicted to opium, just started to smoke opium every day. So somehow like this is the kind of war. So opium during opium war, the true reason, like if you think in very depth, the reason why like British people would want to invade this country is because they want to open the gate to do cross-border commerce with them, right? They want to sell all the opiums to this country. And that's why they started strike the wall and started the wall. So after this wall, like so many opiums was then later on be able to sold to Chinese people, and British people were able to make money from selling all those like opium wall here, right? So like Somehow, like, also a very interesting opinion is that since the commerce border was opened, China is also able to sell the stuff from here to overseas. So back then, China sold also lots of tea and lots of silk to outside world. And to be honest, the reason why, like, even though the late Qing dynasty was so corrupted, somehow it was still able to last for a long time is because they also made lots of money by selling all those Chinese stuff to overseas. If you are looking at how much money China back then made by selling the tea or the silk to outside world compared to how much money like other people made, like foreign countries made by selling opiums to this country, the kind of import export deficit, like surplus or deficits, definitely a surplus. Like we definitely actually export more tea and make more money by selling tea and silk to outside world compared to the kind of money we made by importing all the opiums in here. So that's why like later on, like after later on, like the when the Qing dynasty becomes so corrupted throughout the years later on, and like more and more foreign countries came to China to invade this country, right? And you had like all sorts of wars, like after the Opium War. Then later on, what happened is that okay, the Qing dynasty started to say, you know what, don't invade us, don't invade us. I'm gonna just pay you. I'm just gonna pay you. So they pay lots of money to the foreign countries in order to stop the war, stop them from invading them, right? So, you know, if they are poor, there's no way for them to just pay lots of money, right? So they actually made lots of money by exporting all the tea and silk from this opium war. So that's also considered to be a very interesting opinion. Yeah, just share with you guys. Yeah. So we definitely learn a lot from the history. So that's why, like, whenever we discuss something about, you know, what's going on in this world, and some people had this opinion about, like, oh, which country will win, which country will later on not win, something like that. You know, I have to say that I do consider China to be a very strong country, a very wise country, because China has been around for over 5,000 years, and we have experienced so many things in our history, and we have learned so many lessons from history, right? We have learned so much. So that's why, like nowadays, when you look at all the different kind of developments here in China, like the reason why we develop this, the reason why we develop that, the reason why we educate our children in such way, we educate children in that way, it's all because like are so many things we have learned from the history that has taught us to build this country in the very same way as we're doing right now. Yeah. So that is like what's going on right now. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Then the British stole tea growing secrets and started plantation in India. Indian. Yeah. Tea. Do you guys enjoy tea? Oh, and also it's very interesting, like talking about very well said, terrific explanation. Thank you, Mark. And also like talking about tea, okay? Talking about tea, it's also very interesting that so like calling of tea is quite different. For example, in British, people call it black tea, right? You consider that to be black. So you guys call it, in the Western world, people call it black tea. So here we actually call it red tea. We don't call it black. We consider the color to be red rather than black. So I guess the reason why like British people call it black tea is because they put lots of tea in it. So the color is so dark, too red up to a point it becomes black. So you call it black tea. So here we call it a red tea. So that's why like when I first come to UK, I was like, oh, I want some red tea, and they say, well, we don't have red tea. And I later on realized, oh, it's actually called black tea. Yeah, you live Udon? Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true, right? That's definitely true. Okay. Yeah, guys, follow me, please. Is your earrings in your shop? I don't see it. Oh, this earring is not in the shop yet, my friend. It's not on TikTok shop, right? However, you do find any other things, but this one is currently on Retno shop. It will be very soon available. Okay, very soon. I have noticed like many people really like this pair of earrings. Yeah, so whenever I wear this pair of earrings, like people just start to ask, hey, how can I buy it? How can I get it? Yeah. So Lori Lynn can definitely check some other stuff. Okay. I do strongly recommend you to try bracelets. The bracelets are absolutely stunning. Like lots of bracelets. These are extremely high quality bracelets. Yeah. And try some other earrings. Yeah. This pair of earrings is particularly good. I know you guys all want it. So I will definitely try to make it available in store very soon, as soon as possible. Yeah. Mhm. And guys, follow me please if you haven't done so. Okay, follow me please if you haven't done so. Yeah. Hmm. Talking about the tea is also good for health. Okay, tea is also good for health. So like many people drink coffee as a way to keep themselves awake, right? Because it has caffeine inside coffee. Just so you know, tea also has caffeine inside it that can also keep yourself awake. However, it's just that um, tea is considered to be relatively more healthy than coffee, I think, because tea somehow has this kind of thing called chado. I'm not so sure about what's it called in English, but that is actually good for people's body. So green tea and black tea also serves for a different purpose. Like we have shared multiple times about this yin and yang thing in your body, right? So whenever your body is too much of coldness, you have to bring some warmness to your body. So black tea has lots of warmness, okay? Black tea is considered to be the yang tea, and green tea is considered to be the yin tea. So if you are having too much heat, then drink green tea because green tea is gonna be helping you to lower all the kind of heatness. But like if you are feeling lots of coldness in your body, then you're gonna drink black tea to help you increase the warmness in your body. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, maybe because the tea leaves are black in appearance, but the brewed tea is red. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it's because of that. Oh, it's never but because of the tea color. It's because the tea leaves itself are black, so that's why it's called black tea. Wait, but if you look at the tea leaves, basically green tea leaves are also like pretty black. I feel like if you just look at the tea leaves itself, the green tea, black tea, they look the very same. Maybe like black tea is a little bit, tiny bit black, but they basically just look very similar to each other. So yeah. I cut out coffee 8 years ago. I'll only drink jasmine green tea. Oh, I really like jasmine green tea as well. I really like jasmine green tea myself as well. So whenever I go out, I really like jasmine green tea and I really like peppermint tea. So these are my favorite. Yeah, the black and the green tea is the same leaf. Yeah, so it maybe also, so I guess it's not because of the tea leaf color, it's also because of the brew tea color. Yeah. So if you brew the tea color, make it red, then we call it red tea, right? Right. However, somehow that is like too dark when you put too much tea leaves in it, the water becomes so dark, right? And then they call it black tea. Yeah. So how do you guys feel like it's actually more makes sense? Actually makes more sense to call it red tea instead of black tea? Yeah. I sleep better and my stubborn stop getting fat after I cut out coffee. Okay. Crazy how China went from strongest economy to one of the poorest and now back to the strongest. Yeah, is it crazy, right? So that's why I say like our country is pretty resilient in a way that we are able to go from here to here and then going back down there. But also we can also discuss about that. Like I have also discussed about that. So there's no country that can be strong all the time. You look at all the different empires in the history, like every empire is going to have a cycle. So I have said multiple times there is a book that I really recommend people to read, which is called Principle by Ray Dalio, which is definitely one of the smartest person in this world, who is the founder of the biggest hedge fund in the world. Okay, and he's also an American. I'm not American. Okay, so there are so many smart Americans out there. So like inside this book of principles, so he basically just explained why every country has a cycle. It makes perfect sense. Like whenever a country becomes like so strong, there's no way that this country would just stay very strong all the time. This for sure this country would just go from its very strongest point of time, its peak, and goes down. Like every country just needs to have a cycle. So if you think like in depth, what truly happens is like whenever you start to have a country that becomes very poor, right? So they will have nothing to worry about just to build this economy, right? So basically the country only needs to do one thing, which is like manage the economy in a way that adds lots of stimulus so that people have lots of stimulus to start to build, and everything will just be booming. It will goes to an upward cycle. However, when it reached to the peak, everyone has a pretty good living before everyone was poor, like that's why like everyone would work very hard in order to earn a bit better living, in order to make their life to become richer, right? Everyone would be very hardworking, and when everyone is hardworking, the country will become more wealthy, and everyone will become more wealthy, right? However, when this country has reached its peak time, that the country has become very wealthy, everyone is becoming very wealthy. It's just a human nature. Then you start to become lazy, right? The moment you start to become lazy, well, other countries, are going from its bottom to its peak time, like by working extremely hard, by like extremely fast in building this country, then it will rise. And for that country, it will start to fall. Then you have another country become the empire, become the peak, and you become the bottom. And once that country reach the top, becomes the empire, it goes down below. And there's another country, it goes up, 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 up. So that's why you look at the history. There's never ever an empire that is able to last from ancient time till now. It's always a cycle. You start to see one country become the peak country, and you start to see another country become a peak country, and this peak country will just go fall. It's always a cycle. Yeah. So that's why you start to see China, that before we were once, for example, in Tang Dynasty, right? Like many people were fascinated about what happened back then in China during the Tang Dynasty. That during the Tang Dynasty, China was able to become the best country in the world in terms of GDP growth rate level, right? However, afterwards in other dynasty, China just they basically fall, right? Somehow today it goes up again, so we become from the strongest country to a poorest country, and then goes back to the strongest country. So cycles. Make sense? Make sense, my friend? Black and green tea, same plant, but it's the process of treatment to the leaves after harvest. Oh, really? Oh, I do not know that. Levi, thank you for teaching me that. So black and green tea. Oh, so that's why like someone said that black tea and green tea is basically the same tea leaf. It's just the process of the treatment of the leaves after harvest. Oh, interesting. So that's why they say green tea is good for cooling down your body, but black tea is good for like increasing the warmth in your body. So that's why they say that. Maybe it's because the way they cook the tea is very different. Yeah. Yeah. Was China's relationship to Afghanistan? I don't know about that. Wait, what about golden tea? What is golden tea? I've never heard about golden tea, my friend. Never heard about golden tea. Yeah, the fourth turning. Not so sure which turning is that, but we're definitely having a turning. Yeah, definitely having a turning. Yeah. Call, call. Mhm. I don't know anything about tea, only drink. Yeah. You don't need to know anything about tea, just drink, okay? Saffron tea. Okay, saffron tea. Yeah, saffron tea. Yeah. Aren't all Chinese tea and kung fu experts? No, not really. That is definitely a stereotype. Not all Chinese people are kung fu experts and tea experts. But we do drink lots of tea. Lots of people do like drink tea in here because like tea is pretty tasty and also especially older people, and sometimes like many people even buy a whole set of tea sets. Okay, they would have a specific tea table, teapots, and teacups, and they even would have like a kind of like a ritual to do like tea drinking. Like it's pretty interesting. Like they would pour the tea, do everything, and then drink it. It's like pretty interesting. Yeah, yeah, all the ceramic mix masters, like yeah, exactly, yeah. And also somehow tea culture is also considered to be the kind of business culture here in China. So lots of the entrepreneurs or some of the companies who they even have a tea room inside the office. So whenever they have some business partners coming from other places to visit them, or they need to some serious business talk, then they would stay inside this tea room, and then the host would then start to do this tea ritual, start to pour tea, like the clean the pot, boil some tea, and do some like tea ritual. And then at the very same time, they're just discussing about like the business matters. Like it's very interesting. Yeah, I bought it to a lady in Xiamen, Chinese, Hana Chinese in TikTok. Yeah. Oh, okay. Is tea very popular out there? Yeah. Which is the most popular tea for you? Like I said, most personally, I really like jasmine tea and also like peppermint tea. This is like a very interesting kind of thing. I'm blown away by how expensive tea can get. Yeah, some tea can get really, really expensive. Yeah. purple scent teacups make tea taste better. Well, some people say about like tea also has its spirit. They say like tea has some spirit, so that's why you have to use some like teapots, and also you have to treat a teapot just like a child. Like really take good care of your teapot, and that's like how like your teapot start to have spirit, and the kind of teapot you use to brew the tea, the kind of tea like you get, it's gonna taste like very differently, something like that. Yeah. Hello, Christy Little C. Use tea bag. You guys, you use tea set. Hi, Nytrix. I'm your fan. Talking about the relationship between China and Peru. Jose, I wish to know more about that. To be honest, that is an area that I don't know much about, but I love to visit Peru one day myself. Yeah. Okay, it's 9:30 today. Again, another 2 hours today, my friends. It's so good to see all of you, amazing people in my live stream, and thank you so much for coming in. And so for those of you who do not know, I usually would have my live stream from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. China time, and every of my live stream will also be later on recorded and posted on YouTube and also Bilibili for replays. For those of people who want to watch the replay, can definitely watch the replay. And also for those of you who haven't joined my followers group, there is also a followers chat group for you to join here on Red Note. Okay, so definitely join the group in here, and I love to see you more again in the chat group as well as in my live stream tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much for coming, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.